we appreciate you joining us on the dogs.com.au or across the Ladbrokes live channels if you're watching tonight. And we're joined by another special guest. Look at this bloke, footloose and fancy free. Timmy the Battler Newbold has just been whining and dining his way through
this year.
Battler, how are you, mate? And what's it like over there?
I've been working very hard, sweating up a treat. I've been on the waters in the function all night doing absolutely zero, really, just talking to people. No, I've actually been working. I know it's hard to believe, but no, it's been a good night. Everyone's having a lot of fun. Gee, don't they love Big John? Oh, they're going mad down there.
Have you met him?
No, I haven't had a chance to yet. I will after this. But I'll tell you what, you got to get it. There's a line up to meet him.
Can we get a barge from you, Bella?
Oh no! Leave me out. I didn't know who he was until about 6 weeks ago. I'm lucky to be on any social media. I'm on Twitter and I check it like 3 times a year, and I'm not on Facebook. But they love him.
Mate, earlier in the night, we were trying to explain to viewers out there who didn't know who Big John was. Well, here's our...
Yeah, my case. Here's demographic.
Here's our case study, right? It's Timmy the Battler Newbold. In all seriousness, though, mate, it's been a great couple of days. I know it was an idea of Greyhound Racing New South Wales and Ladbrokes to build a bit more momentum into our feature races, the addition of the Calcutta and the luncheon yesterday. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a great day. You couldn't, an iconic venue in Newcastle, the Merewether Surf House. Daryl Broman, the big man, he'll be watching, no doubt. He loves a bet. What about him saying he loves betting on New Zealand of a morning at 9 a.m. in the morning, the big man. And Denny Baderas, Newcastle Knights legend, Australian legend, rugby league player, they were great. Munsey along to host, doesn't he love... You can't get a word in with Munsey, but no, fantastic day. I was actually chatting to a couple of people who were there yesterday, and they said a great day. They came last year, and they're coming back again next year. They said book us in, so yeah, we might do it again next year.
Yeah, great addition to the calendar, and hopefully we can do it around the $1 Million Chase later in the year, of course. Proudly partnered with Ladbrokes as well. Hey, guys, we're only 10 minutes away from the Ladbrokes 7:15, so let's just have a bit of a conversation before we have a look at the runners in depth. We'll start with a market update, courtesy of Laddies, and Late Night News has held favouritism all day. Jared, has it changed?
No, it's still the case here, Simon. $2.25, less than 10 minutes out from jump, of course, from the Ladbrokes 7:15. Max capacity, still holding our second line of betting at $3.80 chances. $4.40 about Raiders Guide. Gully Girl is our market mover. A total of $13, I beg your pardon, into 8s and $9 about Autumn Storm out from that $6.50 quote. But to answer your question there, Simon, Late Night News still well and truly a firm favourite. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on screen or visit the website.
Liz, we haven't nailed you down for a pick yet in the 7:15. You've been hard on the on-pace runners dominating proceedings tonight. Who do you like at this stage?
Yeah, look, I think I'm going to stick with that in the big race as well. Autumn Storm, I know that she's been drifting the last couple of days, but I'm just hoping that she shows that improvement. Third look at the track. But that being said, the last race we saw something a little bit different. We saw a pillar come from behind. I do think, though, that Autumn Storm can set them up out in front. Yeah,
it's certainly been interesting watching leaders dominate so far tonight. Battler, it's a race with many machinations. The favourite isn't a dog that is blessed with early pace and probably will come from off the speed. Who do you anticipate that he's going to have to run down if he's to win?
Oh, Autumn Storm will be rolling along on the lure. Gully Girl will be right there. Time to fire as well. And Raiders Guide, well, if he comes out running, he could carve across and take control early. There is high speed in this race. If Late Night News can just get away on a clean note and just get a little slide across into a stalking position, the leaders better look out, because he was sensational last week to really knuckle down, and then he really charged away in the latter stages, and I love what he did. He's now had, he's only had the one run over this trip here, and he'll be improved by that. He's arguably the best star in New South Wales at the moment. The tricky draw with Gully Girl on his outside, but if she happens to lead ping, which she can do, she didn't last week, she bombed the jump, but if she can clear out and he can just slide across, he's going to be awfully hard to hold out. But he's $2.20. Do you want to take $2.20 if you know you're going to need that luck in the early stages? I think he's probably rock bottom odds now. He might get out maybe when we get a little bit closer to the race.
We haven't had a stack of luck on the tip tonight. Can you help us out, please, mate? Who are you with for the 7:15?
On Late Night News, he's very, very short at the moment for mine. He's probably at $2.50, $2.70 chance. they might, the laddies might, get him out late in proceedings. Who knows? Just wait, we'll know in the next 10 minutes. But I think you just got to hold off for the moment. But I've got to be with Late Night News. The big query is max capacity. I don't know what happened last week. In the run, I was watching it with someone. I said, I'll take $1.01 him. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think he went awful. I know he ran second, but he went awful when we know what he can do. And Peter Lagogiani, he was dumbfounded after the race. He looked at me and I looked at him and I said, well, I don't know what happened. Because on his Wentworth Park form, he would have won B6 running away. And I said to Pete, geez, you're going to have to be a magic man this week to get him back. He said, what is it? Magic man, abracadabra or something like that. Or, what is it? What do you say? Something like that. Anyway,
Abracadabra?
Yeah, abracadabra, that's right. That's right. And so I saw him tonight and I looked at him, I said, he goes, we're ready. So I think you've got to take that on board, that he was dumbfounded after last week, so he's probably had to work out what went wrong. And if you want your dog to improve on that heat run, you want to be trained by Peter Lagogiani. So he's a big query, but yeah, Late Night News I've got to land with.
Right, if there's someone who can pull a rabbit out of the hat, it's the man that wears the hat, the Yankee hat, all the time, Peter Lagogiani. Hey, we haven't heard from Johnny Thomas, who has Gully Girl jumping from box 8. John and family caught up with Mick Cowley. Let's hear what he had to say.
I'm joined here by the big team from Gully Girl. I've got trainer John Thomas, owner Christy Pike, and some cheer squad as well. Christy, the first dog you've ever owned.
Yeah, it is the first dog. We've been very blessed. Yeah.
What were your thoughts making the final?
Very exciting. We got the dog just for some fun, and yeah, here we are at a big final. So very lucky.
Kids, what do you think about Gully Girl? Nerves have got the best of you.
Yeah. What do you think?
Go Lightning.
She goes like lightning.
Okay.
Is she good? Yeah.
John, good run in the heat last week. All things considered, didn't jump as well, got cleaned up as we said earlier. Mate, what are your expectations tonight?
Well, she's at a peak now. She's been trained to be in this race. I honestly think that if she can step, it's going to be a very interesting race because she'll be charging down from the outside, and hopefully she can get herself into a position where she can sort of, tack onto them and see how strong she really is. But I think she is pretty strong.
It'll be an interesting first couple of hundred, particularly if she does step, because she does like to get across the rail.
Well, earlier in her career, all she wanted to do was scout wide and run around dogs. And we're always hoping for 7 and 8 and things like that. And she was drawing 1, 2. But now she's sort of adapted and sort of going for the rails. And she's actually a good field dog now.
Christy, how's the week been for you? Has there been any nerves?
Lots of nerves. Lots. Yeah, haven't slept for the last couple of nights, so yeah.
What would it mean for you guys to win a $250,000 race?
Oh, look, it's not about the money. We just love it, just seeing her go around, and we love her, and yeah, it's just a joy. The kids get so much enjoyment out of it. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Kids, what about a cheer for Gully Girl?
Go Gully Girl.
You're going to have to cheer louder than that.
Go Gully Girl.
Go Gully Girl.
There we go. Guys, good luck tonight. Hopefully things work out well for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Johnny Thomas there with Mick Cowley and Gully Girl. Let's work our way through the runners as they head towards the boxes for the Ladbrokes 7:15. $250K to the winner. The winner will join Miss Esme, Zipping, Orlando and Val. Policella will start with Autumn Storm. Battler, Liz, I'll throw it over to you for some thoughts.
Yeah, look, she's my top pick in the race. I know she's going to need potentially a few things to go wrong for other runners in it, but I think she can set them up out in front. She went the quickest first and second sections of all the heats last week, and I think she's a good winning chance.
Yeah, I agree, Liz. She's beautifully drawn on the rails. Can a Queenslander do it again like Val Policella from box 1 last week? She's drawn to lead and run an almighty race.
Winifred Nora, $67 with Ladbrokes, barely 2 years of age. It's a good training performance, but maybe not quite yet.
And look, one of 2 runners for Thomas Rees lining up in the final. Super young, as you say, only just turned 2, but apparently pulled up very well. I just think it could be maybe a year too early.
Yeah, I do agree, Liz, but it's quite a feat to make this race. Not too badly drawn in box 2. Should get that little cushy run just off the speed. Look, if you're looking for the wider multiples, you could certainly throw her in at 50 to 1.
will sneak in Time to Fire as well. The Crow-Eater and Kennelmate to Group 1 winner, a pillar.
And Damien Smith hopefully looking for $250,000 in this race. Look, this was this greyhound's first time stepping up to 700 metres. I thought he did a really good job off box 1. I think he's quite nicely drawn here in 3 and not the worst each way chance.
Yeah, I think he's probably the best roughie in the race. Tremendous win, first up over the 700 here last week, first up at the track. Does need to improve on the clock, has got the early speed to roll forward. Yeah, I think he's dead set the best roughie in the race.
There's the dog selections. Let's pause for the Australian National Anthem.
Free with golden soil and well for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Oh, please thank Amber
The crowd
Kappa.
erupts as the Ladbrokes 7:15 gets ever so closer. Let's keep moving through the form. Max capacity, Liz, for Pete Lagagioni. Could be rounding into top form, but last week's heat was indifferent.
Yeah, I thought it was as well. I'm with Tim on this. I just thought he had every opportunity to get past Raiders Guide. He's got the right trainer, Peter Lagogiani, but I can't have him on top tonight.
Battler, Raiders Guide open at 420, blew out to 450, now 390 for Gary Fay.
One of the greatest training performances I'd seen last week. The big query with him, can he back it up 7 days later at his second 700-metre run? He did do it tough, but gee, he'll make his own pace, make his own luck on the pace. He's got a great chance.
Liz, Heart Rain, $61 chance for Tom Rees.
And look, I think he's not a bad chance in terms of being a roughie. Certainly bred to stay Aston Rupee Blazing Cartier, and speaking to Thomas Rees during the week, he thought this dog can potentially improve half a second going into the final.
Battler, Late Night News is on the drift, out to 250. Does that worry you?
No, not at all. Getting out to what he should be, in my opinion. He just needs a little bit of luck in the early stages. Plenty of speed in this race. If he can get a slide across to 4th or 5th within striking range of the leaders, they better look out.
And Liz finishes off Gully Girl for Johnny Thomas.
Simon, if she'd drawn box 1, I'd probably have her in my top 2. Box 8 certainly makes it difficult, but we know how good she is winning a key lead-up race in the Newcastle Cup. She just needs a wee bit of luck off the draw.
Let's get a market mover for Ladbrokes.
I've said it a few times tonight, Simon. Gully Girl, but 8s into 7s now to sit on the 4th line of betting. Late Night News out to $2.70.
Jared, you're with Raiders Guide. I'm with Raiders Guide. Battler.
Late Night News.
And Liz.
Autumn Storm.
Here we go, the 4th ever running of the Ladbrokes 715. $250,000 awaits the winner. About 42 seconds of hard work, but a lifetime about to unfold for one of these lucky trainers and connections. I'm about to hand you over to our race caller, Phil Roberts, for the call of the 2025 Ladbrokes 715.
First one comes up, Autumn Storm, Time to Fire, Raiders Guide, Late Night News, Gully Girl goes into the outside. Heart Rain, Max Capacity and Winifred Nora. Green light's turned on. This is the 7:15. We are set to go. Racing, Late Night News was midfield away out wide. First out, Autumn Storm, led comfortably. Heart Rain, Gully Girl works over to third. Max Capacity, Raiders Guide were next. Followed by Time to Fire. Late Night News back second last with Winifred Nora. Into the straight, Autumn Storm led past the judge over Heart Rain. Max Capacity moved up on their outside but copped a check. Time to Fire got an inside run. Gully Girl still there. Late Night News starting to make ground. Further back was Raiders Guide. The last one is Winifred Nora off the back. The leader, Autumn Storm, got a little margin. In second spot is Time to Fire. Late Night News working into the clear. To the bend, Autumn Storm. 3 lengths in front over Time to Fire. Late Night News is coming home, but Autumn Storm all the way. Autumn Storm over Late Night News. Time to Fire. Next in was either Gully Girl or Max Capacity. Close-up Raiders Guide, Heart Rain and Winifred Nora.
There you have it, Autumn Storm, the pride of Queensland for Tommy Savella. She got out on front, she didn't look back, and away she goes into the record books. The 4th ever edition of the Ladbrokes 715 is heading back across the border. Great effort, wonderful performance. The time pretty hot as well. Liz, Battler, what do you think?
That's been an outstanding performance, straight to the front. as we mentioned earlier, Tom Zavelis hadn't booked accommodation yet. You said there could be somewhere available at your joint, but no, look, I thought it was terrific. She's been a lot stronger this week. It's been her third look at the track. I thought that was a really good one.
Mick Cowley is with Tommy Zavelis. Let's throw to Mick now.
Hey, Queenslander.
2 years in a row, box one. How good's that?
Mate, you rode that better than many jockeys I've ever seen.
Yeah, look, I was pretty keen. Once she got halfway round in front, she had a little bit of a buffer. I was trying to see where Late Night News and a couple others were, and we had a bit of a break on them, so I was quietly happy, yeah.
Mate, coming round this turn here into the back straight, there was a couple that started to come, then she got a bit of a kick.
Yeah, look, she's just new to the staying caper, and she's going to get better all the time. She's only about her fourth or fifth run ever over the distance. We had her ready to go when she broke the record at Grafton a few weeks back. She got kennel cough, set us back. We thought this race was in doubt, but thankfully she's come to hand really quickly and makes the 3 weeks up and down the highway worthwhile.
You've been training this game for a long, long time. You won a lot of feature races. What does winning a $7.15, a $250,000 race mean to Tom Zavelis?
Oh, look, you know, you love to win any race in greyhound racing, whether it's a maiden or a feature race, but these sort of races are special. The owners, Michelle and Michael Jones, they'll be ecstatic. You know, they've been in dogs for a long time. They've had a lot of top dogs, as you know, like Super Estrella. They've had bad luck in a couple of races here, so hopefully that erases that for them. I think Ice Cream Story one day was going pretty good and it went amiss, so Little Autumn's helped rewrite, but make good memories for the track for them.
Mate, when did the plan to come down here and attack this race come about?
Like I said, it was before Grafton. When she broke the track record, I thought, it was a first go over 660. I thought that's the time. But, when she got kennel cough, we weren't sure if it was going to work still. Had to talk to the owner and said, look, this is the way we'll try it and just see. And when she went no good in the Newcastle Cup, we were sort of thinking, oh, did we come back? But she was very lost and everything, and she's the sort of dog that definitely likes to look at the track, as we found out today.
You've made a trip, as you said, you've made the trip. You've up and down the highway 3 weeks in a row. You've stayed at Taree, I think you said.
Yeah, staying at the owner's place at Michelle and Michael Jones, and you know they do everything to help you. So I mean, not just because it's their dog, they're just those sort of people. If I came down with someone else's, they'd do the same. They try and help you as much as possible. They're just great, genuine people that put everything into their dogs, and they deserve the luck they get.
Maybe we should change box one to the maroon in this race.
Yeah, why not? Let's go for 3 in a row next year, so with someone.
Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
Tommy Zavelis there with Mick Cowley. Congratulations to Autumn Storm and the ownership group, Michelle and Michael Jones. And it was a hell of an effort, Battler. That's the third time in 4 races that Box 1 has won the Ladbrokes 7.15. And as Tommy said, once they got halfway around, she was out in front with a big buffer. He felt pretty confident.
Yeah, she just kept on rolling along and she was just too good. All honours to Autumn Storm. It's been a great training performance because it's not easy to travel that many hours down and back, you know, for 4 or 5 weeks now when she came down for the Newcastle Cup as well. So it's been a great training effort. She made every poster winner bowling along in front. Look at the replay here. She began beautifully. And that early burn making every poster winner. Mid-race, when Max Capacity was charging through here, I thought, oh, hang on, he's within striking range. He looked to be... he just got a little bit of a bump there, and I thought he was going to loom as a big threat, but after that bump, he dropped out. And then Late Night News, Liz, you could see him poking through just out of screen at the moment to go out after the leader, but she was just slipping along beautifully. He got held up a fraction, but all honours with her. She's put the time on the board. A brilliant front-running exhibition.
Absolutely. I thought she might have started to slow down, and as you say, Late Night News was really starting to get into his work, but she hasn't slowed down this week, and as you say, terrific training performance by Tom.
41.46 the final time, so a couple of lengths outside Val Policella's track record last year, but that's 2 in a row for the Queenslanders. I tell you what, we're going to have to start pulling our weight moving forward. We're looking at the replay again. Heart Rain was bold early on. Gully Girl was on pace. And I tell you, a dog that we didn't see much of, Raiders Guide, much like last year, missed the start and was always doing it tough.
They were really worried. I spoke to Carol Martin after the race last week, and she said, she was so proud of how brave he was, but she said, realistically, I think we're in trouble next week. Can he do it again? He's got to go back home, come back up here after a really hard run. And we all know it's been well documented. He couldn't get a run in Tassie. So, yeah, he was never, ever a factor.
No, 5 or 6 wide pretty much the entire journey. And here's some pictures of Tommy Savellis riding it home.
I've got to say, he's one of the great celebrators. I first met Tom 10 years ago at Monaco.
Okay, I've
he had a
got
dog
Tom
called
whenever you're
Angela
ready.
lining up in the Auckland Cup, and it won that night. And later on, it was celebrations drinking out of a cup in a restaurant. He did tell me earlier on that if he wins, we will be drinking out of that cup right there. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah. What was it? Malibu and Diet Coke?
Absolutely.
What nightclub you going to?
It's a lot of Malibu
I think
in
you'll
that.
make it to the nightclub Malibu out of that trophy, let me tell you.
There it is, the winner of the Ladbrokes 7:15. Hey, let's catch a bit of this presentation. Autumn Storm finished first. Late Night News, just for the record, ran second. Time to Fire third. And Max Capacity finished fourth for WA. Let's go live now to the
Good
preso.
evening. Thanks very much, everyone. First of all, thanks to Paulette and Saxon from the club for putting on a great night tonight, getting the track in good order. We've had a lot of rain here in Newcastle, so it's fantastic to see the track in good order. Thanks to our staff from Graham Racing New South Wales, but more importantly to our great partners, Ladbrokes, who are a fantastic sponsor and partner of Graham Racing New South Wales. Thank you to Ladbrokes. We really enjoy partnering with you. Tom, congratulations. Good to see Queensland have a win. Also a Queenslander, mate, so congratulations. Well done to you and the connections, mate. The richest staying race in Australia. You must be pretty happy about how that's happened today.
Yeah, definitely. And the people that own the dog are pretty local down at Nabiac, so you can call it a New South Wales win.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Well, congratulations to our winner. Let's get to the presentation. We'll start with our third place getter in the Ladbrokes 7:15 for 2025, taking away $15,000, trained by Damien Smith. Congratulations, Time to Fire. Our second place getter, taking home $30,000, trained by Carolyn Hughes, is our number 7, Late Night News. And finally, congratulations to our winner of the 2025 Ladbrokes 7:15, taking away $250,000. Our winner is trained by Tom Zavellis. It is Autumn Storm. A big thanks to Rebecca Stiles handing over the Ladbrokes 7:15 Cup. And most importantly, that big cheque for $250,000. Punters, please put your hands together and congratulate our winner for 2025, Autumn Storm.
There you go, Autumn Storm and Tommy Savellis into the history books, the fourth ever winner of the Ladbrokes 7:15. And there's the big cheque that everyone wanted to see, 250 grand. That's going to go pretty handy tonight, wherever Tommy finds himself. Congratulations to Connections as well, Michelle and Michael Jones, if they're watching. They might be here tonight, but if they are watching from home on the Dogs channels, great stuff. She's a superstar in the making. Battler, it's been a pleasure to have you, mate, for the last half an hour. But it's time to go, basically.
It's time to go. What's that show? What is it when they get ready?
Big Brother, is that it?
Big Brother or Survivor or something like that? Yeah,
we
you
can
vote it out,
all
right?
we can write someone down.
On your bike, you bold.
You've got a race caller box to fill, don't you, somewhere? Is that the rumour going
Oh,
around?
yeah,
that you
yeah.
come back?
He did a phantom call yesterday.
Gone back.
That was amazing.
I'm not saying.
The phantom call.
Yeah.
I'm very strongly
Look, I'm not
in
putting
agreement.
I'm not putting any rumours to bed, because when they're talking about you, they're not talking about others.
Right.
So we may as well let them just bubble away behind the scenes.
Doesn't want to stomp it out. Interesting. I like it. Look at him, feathers up. I like it. Mate, final thought on the job that the track staff and the behind-the-scenes team here at the Gardens have done.
Yeah,
Awesome.
sensational job. We've had a stack of rain here all week. It poured Monday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday light rain, and we got it hammered down here about 3:30 today. So the guys have done a sensational job. The Graham Racing New South Wales staff, Tommy Marcus, Jared Carter, Billy Ralph, Paul Schofield, all the boys, Rod Sheether, all honours to those guys. That track tonight, a near track record run in the race before the 7:15. So they've done a great job. All the staff here, it's been a great night. Big John, he's been one of the highlights of the night. Big John, the big fella. Might go and have a beer with him now.
That sounds good to me. Glennie Hawke, also the MC, kudos to him. And there's some of the Ladbrokes team. Kev Gordon is on track as well. Look at Tommy, like the cat that got the cream, or the greyhound. Either way. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. Timmy the Battler Newbold, great to see you. We'll see you in about half an hour, I reckon, for a drink or two.
Yeah, I'll have one cold for you.
Yeah, sounds good. See you soon, guys.